What's up everyone, welcome back to another video of Engines of My Layout, and today we're doing the Conrail SD40-2. This one is one that I've been waiting to do for a long while, just because of the whole fact that it was like the first ever HO scale locomotive that I had bought on my own. And yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and get into the history of this. The year is 2023, and a new railroading company called the Yamabu Hobbies Railway, or YHR for short, has just formed. The YHR wants to start a HO scale railway because the YHR was already invested in O scale, but due to how expensive that side of railroading was, they dropped out and went for a HO scale because of the cheaper prices and more locomotive options. With the YHR's current status of money, they couldn't really afford a brand new Bachmann locomotive that was around $100 at the time, but they did look into a used locomotive. You know what that used locomotive was? It was the Conrail SD40-2. So there was a lot of options with the Conrail SD40-2, which was the thing is that because there was a Conrail SD40-2, there was the dummy unit that came with it, and the YHR really wanted to get into Amtrak passenger railway even when they started. So that's what they were looking for at first. So they got a good deal on these nice Amtrak coach cars for around $50. So you had the Conrail locomotives and you had the Amtrak cars, which started it all. A little bit after making this purchase, the YHR realized you need track to run trains on. The YHR had to go all the way back to the same shop a couple weeks later, but they didn't just get track, they bought a whole set. And this set was a Norfolk Southern F7, a N&W coal car, a Southern gondola car, and a Norfolk Southern caboose. After all this, the YHR now had a railway, and the Conrail SD40-2 and the Norfolk Southern lived happily ever after, with no replacements and breakdowns ever happening. On the first day of the Conrail SD40-2's journey to start, it literally stopped in the middle of the tracks while running a passenger train. It was that bad. So the YHR had to take it off and give it a break and run the Norfolk Southern F7. See, this is why you buy brand new locomotives instead of used ones. On the better side of things, in October of 2023, the Conrail SD40-2 got to star in the Ghost Train movie, where it was also the main character, Conrail 6408. Just 2 months after this, things were not looking too good for the Conrail SD40-2. Two new replacement locomotives, such as the CSX SD40-2 and the CSX C44, which were heavy-duty locomotives designed to haul heavy freight, just like the Conrail SD40-2, showed up in intent of taking the Conrail's place. Also, I forgot to mention the CSX GP38, which was also there, and yeah, that one was the first thing that came along to replace that, and around June-ish was when that came around. Well, after this, the Conrail SD40-2 was put in the museum, just to be preserved, and it stayed there for 3 days, until the YHR had no choice but to discontinue the museum because of their new layout. A couple weeks later, it broke again. This time, the whole truck cover came off, and the YHR was not too happy with the way they had to fix it, because they had to glue over the truck and they weren't sure if that was going to do any good. Well, nowadays the Conrail SD40-2 gets run pretty rare, probably about, every other week compared to most of the locomotives. Most of the locomotives run once a week. Conrail runs once every other week. The Conrail SD40-2 was a big thing in the YHR. I'm sure the YHR would have been way different without the Conrail SD40-2. It starred in different movies, and also its dummy unit still runs around the layout a lot today. With this, the Conrail SD40-2 has marked its place in the YHR. What's up everybody, just want to say thanks for watching this video, and just a little disclaimer, I know I crap on this locomotive a lot, it just breaks a lot, and it makes me mad when it does that sometimes, but I mean, it's an old locomotive, what do you expect? Like the dude said, when we bought it from, he said just needs a little bit of love. Thanks for watching.